everybody for coming to the council meeting tonight. Tonight we've got a very special occasion. We've got 4 newly elected or recently elected council members to swear in this evening. So we're going to start off this evening with swearing in Elizabeth Shaver. So Elizabeth, if you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Elizabeth Shaver,
I, Elizabeth Shaver,
being duly sworn,
being newly sworn,
depose and say
depose and say
that I hereby accept
that I hereby accept
the position of councilperson
the position of councilperson
of the Village of Fairport Harbor,
of the Village of Fairport Harbor,
Ohio,
Ohio,
and that I will support the Constitution
and that I will support the
of the
Constitution
United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the codified ordinance of the village,
and the
codified ordinances
codified ordinances
of the Village of Fairport
of the
Harbor,
Village of Fairport Harbor,
and I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and honestly
and honestly
perform the duties
perform the duties
of the above position,
of the above position,
together with such other duties
together with such other duties
as may from time to time
as may from time to
be
time
placed upon me
be placed upon me
by the proper authority.
by the proper authority.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Mr. McKinney. Please raise your right hand and repeat it after me. I, Jeffrey McKinney II,
I, Jeffrey McCain II,
being duly sworn,
being duly sworn,
depose and say
depose and say
that I hereby accept the position
that I hereby accept the position
of councilperson
of councilperson
of the Village of Fairport Harbor,
of the Village of Fairport Harbor,
Ohio,
Ohio,
and that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the codified ordinances of the Village of Fairport Harbor,
and the codified ordinances of the Village of Fairport Harbor,
and I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and honestly
and honestly
perform the duties
perform the duties
of the above position, together with such other duties
together with such other duties
that may from time to time
that may from time to time
be placed upon me
be placed upon me
by the proper authority.
by the proper authority.
Welcome back. Mr. Heights. We'll wait till Jeff gets out of the shot. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Gerald Heights,
I, Gerald Heights,
being duly sworn and opposed,
being duly sworn and opposed,
and say that I hereby accept
and say that I hereby accept
the position of councilperson
the position of councilperson
of the Village of Fairport Harbor,
of the Village of Fairport Harbor,
Ohio,
Ohio,
and that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the codified ordinances
and the codified
of the
ordinances
Village of Fairport Harbor,
of the Village of Fairport Harbor,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and honestly
and honestly
perform the duties
perform the duties
of the above position,
of the above position,
together with such other duties
together with such other duties
as may from time to time
as may from time to time
be placed upon me
be placed upon me
by the proper authority.
by the proper authority.
Welcome back. Mr. Saracen.
Yep, right here.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Frank Saracen,
I, Frank Cersei,
being duly sworn,
be duly sworn,
depose and say
depose and say
that I hereby accept
that I hereby accept
the position of councilperson
the position of councilperson
of the Village of Fairport Harbor,
of the
Ohio,
Village of Fairport Harbor, Ohio,
and that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the codified ordinances
and the codified
of the
ordinances
Village of Fairport
of
Harbor,
the Village of Fairport Harbor,
and that I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and honestly perform
and honestly perform
the duties of the above position,
the duties of the above position,
together with such other duties
together with such other duties
as may arise from time to time,
as may arise from time to time,
be placed upon me
be placed upon me
by the proper authority.
by the proper authorities.
Welcome back. Okay, well then at this time, we'll go ahead and call the regular council meeting to order. And can I get Chief Lloyd to lead us in the pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
since we no longer have our council president, this past year was Doug Harrison. Traditionally, in the past, when that has happened, council exits the room and gathers privately and discusses council president pro tem. So I suggest we do that. We need to have that done first thing in the meeting. So
Yes, you do.
with your okay, I'd like to ask council to go to the next room and then decide who council president is.
That's fine with me, thank you. Yes, sir. I don't know, should we do, hold on, Tony, Jim, should we do a roll call before they do that?
Well, I think we can just take a short break and they can exit.
Fair enough.
We're not
okay.
adjourning and
Gotcha, thank you. A short pause.
we'll have to,
Yeah, a few words from your response.
we'll have to take Tony at his word. He said a short break, so.
That's right.
You can sign. It went above and beyond to support the village in 2021. And I'm happy to report that our team has selected Acting Lieutenant Dave Blados from our fire department. Dave goes above and beyond every day to make our fire department the very best it can be. We're truly fortunate to have Dave on our team. This nomination is well-deserved, and I can't say thank you enough for everything Dave does every single day to support the village and our residents. So if you see Dave, please say congratulations. Thank you, and that's my report.
Yeah, and if you do see Dave, go out of your way to say congratulations, he's,
water rates.
right.
And we need to do a study as to how much money we're taking in at this current rate right now, and how that would affect us.
Right, so I would say we can probably refer this question then to the Utilities Committee, and then look at it from there. Because we would have to pass it by ordinance too, because I think the rates are passed by that.
Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Could I suggest that maybe it's actually council of the whole, because it's
Fine with me.
impacting finances, right? So
Right.
that's a big
I mean, I
deal in a
have no
small
issue
town
with
like
that,
ours.
right.
So we should probably all be together for that, and we want to look out for our seniors as much as possible, so.
So then I would ask Chris and Amy then to gather the information, I guess, that the county's got out there, and let's see how we can make it applicable to us, and then we can try to have something before the next meeting. Maybe we'll call a special, so we'll have to look at timing,
Okay.
okay?
Thank you, Mayor.
Yep, thank you. When did that hit, Frank?
The bridge came out about a week ago, and I got a couple calls on it.
So I would say last week sometime.
Okay.
But I know it's been in the News Herald, and I know, I saw it on the, I didn't see it, but somebody told me it was a bridge. I didn't realize I got it.
Okay.
But they did it both sewer and, when I read the article finally.
Right.
Okay.
I can't tell you when, Mayor.
Got it, that's fine. Well, while we're on that type of a topic, I got an email today from Mike Zurin. He is the Lake County Treasurer. I guess on the 21st of January at 11 a.m. here at the Senior Center. They're going to be here, I believe it's going to be Mike and Chris Galloway to talk about ways for seniors to apply for tax deduction. So that's going to be, again, January 21st at 11 a.m. here at the Senior Center, if you want to pass that information out, okay? Okay, if nothing else from Amy, to our village engineer, Clyde.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. Amy pretty much covered the streetscape project, which went pretty well. The only other project to update is that we did apply for funding for the water connection with Painesville. And
Part of the change to that original draft was an advance to cover the payment for the streetscape. Apparently, we have that. We have to pay up front, and then they reimburse, or CDBG reimburses. You should all have your W-2s tonight. Certificate of available resources was forwarded to the county, and I'm working on the end of the year filing. Any questions?
Thank you, Chris. From our zoning inspector, Mr. Dave Radishy.
Okay. I have a couple things on the, in your packets, or zoning reports from November and December. Also the year-end reports. We had 51 zoning permits for the year. Also, the planning commission met and undertook the site plan review for the Beach and Barrel at their December 16th meeting. They approved with stipulations. The property owner will need to correct the stipulations and apply for a zoning permit to get that project moving. They also met, the planning commission also met to discuss the recommendation on rezoning of the property at the point here from B2 to B3. They opted to recommend against the rezoning. They believe it should stay B2. The next steps would probably be to bring an ordinance to council and figure out what the, I believe the next step would be to bring an ordinance to the council and then act on it. You guys will need to make a decision on what you want to do with the property.
As far as changing the zoning or leaving the zoning the way it is?
The applicant has the right to withdraw that application, and we can just remove it from consideration, and that would give him or her, to reapply at an earlier time period. So I think Dave will probably let the applicant know.
I'll probably prepare a letter to the applicant, letting him know what the current situation of what the planning commission recommended and what the council's options are, and give him his options. If he wants to withdraw it, then he can withdraw it and bring it back in a month or two. Or he can withdraw it completely, or if he wants to let it go forward, then he'll be disqualified from reapplying for a year.
I thought that was the case, and I want to make sure that was clear so that the applicant knew that and then didn't come back and say he didn't or she didn't know that. Wouldn't be fair to the applicant in that case. And the other question would be, and this is probably for Ms. Radici, did the applicant ever show up to any of the meetings?
No, he never appeared at any of the meetings.
Okay. So I think that's an important distinction as well. If you believe in something, you probably should show up to a meeting and present. That's my personal opinion.
Okay. I don't have any other questions for Dave. Anybody else? Okay, thanks, Dave.
Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Mentioned the planning commission, there was a vacancy, so there may be some other vacancies with the With both Doug and Vern not being here anymore, I think Vern was on maybe a fire commission, so probably by the next meeting, we would have to have those filled at some point, so.
I think we could keep Vern on that commission. And as far as, because I don't think that was a council recommendation, I think that was mine, and Chris can speak to that, because we were going to keep that one the same.
Okay,
Yeah, that's it. Right.
perfect. Thanks, Mayor.
So, okay, thank you. As I work the frog out of my throat, you hate you hate to cough in public these days. But anyway, okay, so, thank you, Dave. Any other questions for Dave? If not, yes, ma'am.
Where are you with moving forward with murals and?
There's ordinances prepared. Amy and I need to go through the minutes from one of the council meetings to answer a couple of questions. The ordinance I'm not sure if it's got to go back to committee and then come back in front of the council. Not sure what the procedure is, but the ordinance is written, it's ready to go. Just need to answer a couple of questions and then bring it to council.
Let's take a look at those minutes, and then I would say we just put it to council of the whole, and we can go through a three-read process, and if we have to take other action, I think that's how we do it. We don't need to go back to committee with it. That would be my recommendation.
Dave, I have one question, sorry. Not last council meeting, but November, I believe, we had sent a letter to Denora regarding the vehicles that are parked on the side.
He has not responded to that letter. I need to see what the period that I sent the letter to and see what the next action will be.
Okay.
And it's, the first letter is that it's usually a courtesy warning letter. Second letter is that you have certain number of days to.
Here that don't have any family, no regular friends checking on them, things of that nature, vulnerable seniors. And with that, we developed a list, and we will send an officer out just to check on them. We'll knock on the door, have a friendly visit, and a little chat, make sure everything's okay, and that's pretty much it. And we just mark it off that we checked them, they're okay that week, and we'll, if they wish to continue it, we'll continue it. Or if the family, if some family members did feel that it would be necessary and they can't get over to see their loved ones or anybody like that on a regular basis, we'll go through that for them at least once a week. So that's through our auxiliary program, which frees the regular officers up because the unit there is completely at no expense to the village at all.
Make a motion.
Second.
Backnick.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Thank you. Resolution 2022-01, a resolution to transfer funds from the general fund to the general obligation bond retirement fund and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend.
Second.
On the motion to suspend, Saracen.
Aye.
Backnick.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, Saracen.
Aye.
Backnick.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Thank you. Resolution number 2022-02, a resolution to transfer funds from the water fund to the enterprise debt service fund and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend.
Second.
On the motion to suspend, McKinney.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Backnick.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, McKinney.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Backnick.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Thank you. Resolution number 2022-03, a resolution authorizing the fiscal officer of Fairport Harbor Village to expend funds for the payment of certain expenditures pertaining to the village and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend.
Second.
On the motion to suspend, Backnick.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, Backnick. Aye. Jones.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, McKinney.
Aye.
Backnick.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2022-06, a resolution to advance funds from the general fund 1,000 to the other capital fund 4904 and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
On the motion to suspend, Heights.
Aye.
Backnick.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, Heights.
Aye.
Backnick.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Thank you.
Ordinance number 2022-07, an ordinance to approve permanent appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the Village of Fairport Harbor, Lake County, Ohio, during the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2022, and ending December 31, 2022, and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend.
Second.
On the motion to suspend, Saracen.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Backnick.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, Saracen.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Backnick.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Thank you.
I don't think I have anything else this evening. Does council have anything before we open to the public?
I just want to make a statement on what I originally said about the water. You did have to meet a certain criteria by income and some other things. That's important. So I didn't want everybody to think every senior is going to get it.
Right.
I'm sorry I didn't add that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Nothing else? We're open to the public. You had your time, Mr. Radishy.
I forgot to mention something before. Joe Rose, who was our planner one at Lake County Planning Community Development and was classified as an assistant zoning inspector for the Village of Fairport Harbor, has left our employment and now is working for the city of Columbus. So currently I'm doing, Dave Coran and I are doing all the zoning, and we're trying to hire a new planner, and we'll eventually I'll ask the council or the administrator to appoint that person as also assistant zoning inspector. So my workload is kind of doubled right now.
Okay. Good luck with your search. If nothing else, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Backnick.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Thank you.
The 18th.